welcome back to another video. So today is September 1st, so it's time for my August wrap-up, and I'm here to tell you all the books that I read in the month of August. I read a total of 15 books this month, which was just fantastic, especially since I went back to work this month. You know, I started a new job, and I was sick throughout half the month, so it wasn't, you know, it was a pretty busy month this month, but I still managed to read 15 books, and that is in part, I can't say it, pretty much it's thanks to Jennifer Armentrout for her, just fantastic writing and easy reads, and that really helped get me through so many books this month. So, yeah, I'll get into that part later, but let's start with the first book that I read in the month of August, and that is The Mirror King by Jodi Meadows. This is the sequel conclusion to the Orphan Queen duology, which the Orphan Queen I didn't love. I liked it. I think I gave it like 3 stars. It was good, but it wasn't great. But The Mirror King was definitely much better than the first one. I thought it was a fantastic sequel. I gave this one 4 stars. I'm not really going to go into this one because it is the sequel, but I can't really think of like how to. It was always hard for me to like summarize the Orphan Queen. It's pretty much just about a princess who when she was young, her kingdom was taken over and her parents were killed, and so her and all the other noble children were sent to this orphanage, and then they got out of this orphanage, and now they're like a band of thieves that go around town stealing what they need, and also like helping people. It also has magic in it and beasts called wraith, which are like how do I say this? Wraith are like monsters that are born from the use of magic. So magic is forbidden, but of course the main character has a little bit of magic, and she believes that you can use a little bit of it. That won't harm anything, but yeah, again, it's forbidden. So yeah, that's all I'm really gonna say. There is a little bit of romance to this series. It's really good. The first one wasn't great. I gave it 3 stars, like I said, but this one I believe was a fantastic continuation / conclusion. There was a lot more action scenes in this one, which I really enjoyed, and the romance was just really good. There were parts to it, though, where I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, really? Here it goes. It just, of course, this is gonna happen, like, right now. But I really enjoyed it, and yeah. I liked it. I gave this 4 stars. The other book that I finally finished this month was Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. I don't believe J.K. Rowling really wrote this. I believe it's just because it's based on, of course, the Harry Potter series. You know, based on her series that they put her name there. So I believe it was only written by John Tiffany and Jack Thorne. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I really don't. She could have had a hand in this. I have no clue. And I enjoyed this one. This is 19 years later, so this is, future, this one's just set in the future, where it's really, the children, like Harry's child, like Harry and Draco's and Hermione and Ron's children and everything. So, oh my god, I hate these dogs so much. So you still get all your favorite characters like Harry Potter and Ron and Hermione and, Draco and all of them. You still get them in here. And other characters that you didn't believe, like you couldn't believe that they actually be in here, are in here. I'm not gonna say which ones, just in case you haven't actually picked this one up yet. But, I gave this like 3.5 to 4 stars. I enjoyed it, and it's a screenplay, so it's really only dialogue. It's just, you know, them speaking. There's like no, you know, background or anything to it. And it was good. I just, like, all my favorite characters, like Harry, Ron, Hermione, and all of them, just didn't feel like all of my favorite characters. Like, they just didn't feel like the same. And I don't know, I kind of missed that. And that's why I couldn't give it like 5 stars. And that's why I believe I'm really just gonna like give it 3.5 stars, because it just didn't feel the same. But I mean, all of the new characters were great, and all the plot points were really good. I really actually enjoyed those. So yeah, I mean, it's good. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I know a lot of people just loved it because it's Harry Potter, so I mean, how can you not love it? But I just felt like it wasn't truly Harry Potter, if that makes sense. Like, I missed Harry Potter, you know? Yeah, I liked it, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. So 3.5 to 4 stars for this one. But it's still worth reading, I believe. Anyway, so yeah. Alright, so after that, I'll show you why. It's all in thanks to Jennifer Armentrout that this month actually went by really good. And that is because I read the entirety of the Covenant series by Jennifer Armentrout. So I'm just gonna put that down because it's really heavy. So we have Demon, which is the prequel to the series. We have Half-Blood, which is the first. The second book, Pure. The third book, Deity. The novella that's between Deity and Apollyon, or the third and the fourth book, is Elixir. Fourth book, Apollyon. And then the final, Sentinel. So I read all of these this month, and I'm really happy that I did. I didn't think I was actually going to get through all of them, but they were actually like really easy to read, and I was just addicted. So with Demon, which is a prequel, technically, okay, this is how I did this. I read Half-Blood first, which I gave like 3.5 stars, to 3.5 to 4 stars, more towards the 3.5. I enjoyed the series. It's about these beings called the Hematoi, which are descended from demigods, which are of course descended from the gods. So they're children of demigods, which, yeah, I'm just gonna say it like that. So this has a lot of Greek mythology in it, and I love that. And technically this book follows Alex, who is a half-blood. So there are two beings. There are the purebloods and the half-bloods. And also there's mortals and stuff, but yeah, there's two types of Hematoi. There's the half-bloods and the purebloods, and of course Alex is a half-blood. She is descended from a mortal and a pureblood. At least that's what a half-blood is. So, okay, so half-bloods don't really have a lot of, like, rights. Purebloods, of course, have all these rights. They could do whatever they want. They're pure, you know? Yeah. Half-bloods don't. So if you're half-blood, you get one of two choices. You can choose one of two things. You can become a sentinel, which is like a guard, and you fight Demon. Okay, I know it's pronounced Demon. I know it sort of looks like Damon, but it's pronounced Demon. At least that's what I love about Jennifer Armentrout, is she's got the little pronunciation guide right there. So demons are like vampires. They suck out your ether, which is, I guess, like your energy or something, like your power. So half-bloods are the only ones who can like see their true form, like demons' true forms. So, you know, like other purebloods and mortals, like they'll only see them as like I think they'll only see them as monsters, I think, and then the half-bloods can see them as, or it's the other way around. They can only see them as like how they were before, where demons can, or where half-bloods can see them as they were before, but also changed into like monsters, because purebloods can be changed into demons. I know this is like this is a lot of information. So so if you're a half-blood, you can become a sentinel, which you can be trained as like a warrior that will fight will fight the demons. Or you can become a servant. You'd be put on the elixir, which is like, it strips you of all your free will and stuff. So, and like they use compulsion on you, which means you just have to do whatever the hell they say you do. And of course you'll have a master, which, yeah. So you can either become a slave or you can become a warrior. It's not really good. It's not a win-win situation. It's pretty much a lose-lose situation. You're screwed. If you're a half-blood, you're screwed. So Alex, of course, wants to become a sentinel. She doesn't want to be put on the elixir at all. Also, if you're a half-blood, you cannot be with a pure-blood. Relationships between pure and half-bloods are forbidden completely, so you can't do that either. And of course, Alex is in love with a pureblood, or at least she has a major crush with the pureblood named Aiden, who is so hot. So it has a little bit of Vampire Academy-esque to it, at least in this first book, but after that, it's done. Like, there's really no more comparisons, I guess. I mean, I guess the whole entirety of it, kind of. But that's really it, like, just the forbidden, you know, that kind of stuff. And like the whole warriors and the demon, vampire-esque demon kind of things. Okay. But also, it's heavily emphasized with Greek mythology, which I love so much. So, of course, when I found out about that, and I had no clue that there was going to be like Greek gods in this series, of course I found out about that. I was just insane with the series. So I gave this one a 3.5 to 4 stars. It was really good. I enjoyed it. And of course I love Jennifer Armentrout's writing. She's amazing. And I could read any of her books within like hours. I just love her books. It takes me at least like a day to read one of her books, and I love them all. So yeah, 3.5 stars. So yeah. Then I picked up Demon, which is technically the prequel. And in the very beginning of Half-Blood, you find out that Alex has been away from the Covenant, which is the school that will train you, to be a warrior, to fight demons. So she's been away for 3 years because her mom took her away. And Demon shows you so in the very beginning of this, she is caught and taken to the Covenant because she's been away. She's been running from the demons and everything, so yeah, I'm really not going to go back into that. But in this one you find, this one you see, like the first few weeks or whatever when she was away from the Covenant. So this is a prequel, but you can read Half-Blood and then go into Demon, or you can read Demon and then go into Half-Blood. It's like the very end of Demon takes you straight into Half-Blood. So you could do that. Technically, this is 0.5 and this is 1, so you do it however you like, but I read Half-Blood first, then Demon. And I gave Demon 3 stars. Then I picked up Pure, which I enjoyed. It was really good. I just love her writing, and I love this series a lot, especially just with everything that's going on. Like, there's so much to this series. It's insane. I gave this one 4 stars. It was really good, though, and I enjoyed it. Then I picked up Deity, which is the 3rd book, and this one was insane. And after Half-Blood and Pure and everything, I just didn't think the series would get, like, I just didn't think the series could get better, and it did. I mean, this series was insane. This one was insane. Oh my god. This one actually starts bringing in the gods. I'm not going to tell you which gods, but definitely there's some gods in this one. And after it. So, yeah. I loved this book. I gave this one 5 stars. Then I picked up Elixir, which, okay, you don't have to read Demon if you don't want to, okay? That's only if you want to. There's really no point. There's really nothing you'll really gain from this except for just learning how Alex was going through, you know, what Alex was doing before she came back to the Covenant. That's really it, like how Alex was in the mortal world and stuff. So that's it, okay? That's really all there is to this one. So you don't technically have to read this. You have to read this. So once you finish Deity, you're going to go into Elixir. If you don't read Elixir, the very beginning of this will make no sense. So you really have to read Elixir. It's 75 pages. It's really nothing, but it's really good. And it's just a lot of stuff that happens. From the title alone, you could pretty much guess what will happen in this book. And the best part of it, it's an Aiden's point of view. So yeah. Highly suggest you pick this one up, because if you don't, again, a lot of it will make no sense. So pick this one up. This one I gave 4.5 stars. It's Aiden's point of view. 4.5 stars. Did I say I gave this one 5 stars? Because I gave this one 5 stars. And then okay, so after that, of course, Apollyon, which I also gave 5 stars, because it was really good. Oh man, stuff you find out in this book, oh man. And I actually thought I knew, something at the end of this one, and I was like, oh my god, this is insane. I was wrong, but it was still like, oh my god, it would be so cool, and I was so wrong. But still, it was really good anyway. I gave this one 5 stars. More gods, just more of them. I love the Greek gods. And finally, Sentinel. This one was an epic conclusion, and the ending was insane. And again, I was wrong about what could have happened at the end of Apollyon to the beginning of Sentinel. I was completely wrong, but everyone else thought the same thing I did until we found out we were all wrong. So it was really good though. Like, I'm talking about the characters in this book were like, oh my god, I think this, and I was like, I think the same thing, and then we all found out we were wrong, and that kind of hurt, but it was still amazing, and it was epic, and just the series is amazing. I loved it, and I gave this one 5 stars. Yeah. More Greek gods, epic fighting scenes, just more awesomeness that is Shadowfell Armentrout. So I love this series, and I highly suggest somebody picks it up. I know a few people have picked it up so far, but I need more. I want to talk about this. This is just amazing. I love this series. Okay, so that was that. I know this is going to be a long video, but I'm almost done. I only have a few books left. Okay, so the other books that I read, of course, were my 4 in-depth book, or yeah, 4 books in the in-depth series that I run. I read Betrayal in Death, which is number 12. 3 in Death, or not 3 in Death, Interlude in Death. They screwed up. Midnight in Death was the first novella, then Interlude, and Haunted is way past, or way into the series, but I read Interlude in Death, which I gave 5 stars. And this was only a little novella, this was only 100 pages, but still, very good. Then I read Seduction in Death, 5 stars. And then I finished it up with Reunion in Death, and can you guess it? 5 stars. I love this series so much. Amazing. I love them all. And yeah. So book 12, 12 and a half, 13, and then 14. So I'm getting there. I know there's 40 plus books, and I believe I just got an email saying there's another book coming out. So, oh well. But I'm getting through this series, and I'm really loving it. So I'm happy. So now, the final 2 books that I picked up this month, of course I had to, which one was Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, which was a reread for me. I gave this 5 stars. It was just amazing. I gave it 5 stars last time too, so back to giving it 5 stars again. It was so good. This is all about like pilots and romance and just and of course with Colleen Hoover's books there's also a little bit of oh, how do I say it, there's just a little bit of, oh my god, I can't think of it. There's always something hidden into her books. It's not just fluffy romance. Never go into a Colleen Hoover book thinking it's going to be a fluffy romance. There's always something in it that will just depress you to no end, but it's amazing. The story is always amazing, at least for me. And yeah. So, trigger warning, there's always something in her books that will depress you, and this one's no different. But it was amazing, and I absolutely love this book. And then, of course, I had to pick up It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is her newest book this month, and it was amazing, and I loved it, and I got it signed. Guys, I went and met her, and I got it signed. It was so beautiful. Oh my god, meeting her was just amazing, and I absolutely love her. She's just so hilarious and so funny, and I also follow her on Instagram, Twitter, and I think Facebook too. So, I stalk her to no end. I love her. It's the same thing with Jennifer Armentrout. So, this one, again, has, romance and just gorgeous writing and just everything that you love. But again, there's something in it that is just, you know, depressing. Like, it's not just that fact that it's depressing. This one is one of her most personal because what happens in this book she sort of went through as well, or at least somebody she knew went through. I'm not really going to go into detail with this because I believe you should go into this blind, and I even have a review for it which probably only lasted 5 minutes because I can only really tell you the very beginning of it. But yeah, I mean, this one is just about a girl who or a woman who just lost her father, or her father had just died, and she just needs to get some air, so she finds some random rooftop that's near her house, and she meets this guy named Brian, who is also having a pretty bad day, and they meet, and he wants a one-night stand, and she doesn't want one. She wants, you know, more, and he can't give that to her because he's a neurosurgeon, and he's doing his residency, so he has like no time for anything. So yeah, so they part ways. It's fine. 6 months later, they're back to, you know, they meet again, and under just really funny circumstances. And so yeah, then they start up a relationship. So there's also the part where her somebody from her past shows up, kind of threatens that relationship a little. You think you're gonna root for somebody, but then you find out, you know, it's just, this one has a really huge trigger warning. There's something about this book that you might not be into. I'm not gonna say what it is because that would kind of spoil it, and I don't really want to. But if you just, you know, if you do some research on this book and you find out what this one is about and it's just not for you, I highly suggest don't pick it up, you know. But if you go into it blind, I think it's a lot better. I went into this completely blind. I read maybe like the first 2 paragraphs, so I had no clue about her old or somebody from her past coming out, like coming into this, and I was like, oh wait, when did that? Oh wow, okay, there it is. So I actually like going in all her books blind. It's really good that way. But of course there is always something that will just, it just might not, you know, be the same for everybody else. Like, not a lot of people might love it, but I highly suggest still picking it up. It's really good. I absolutely loved it. I gave this 5 stars. That's it for me. Okay. So that's all the books that I read this month. Again, I read a total of 15 books. It was just amazing. I don't think September's going to be that great. I'm going to try to make it better. You know, I'm going to try to make it really good, but I still have a lot of books I really want to read, and I'm going to get through as many of them as I can this month. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy reading. Bye-bye.